Welcome to the Pengower tutorial. Today, we'll walk you through how to create a simple database application using the Pengower Builder. The objectives of this video are to teach you how to build a simple database application, how to design the types of data you want to record, and lastly, how to create actions that enable you to add and list your data records. Let us start by creating a new application. First, go to Options found at the menu and then click on New Application. Now, we want to create a simple database of data records. To do that, let's assume that we are creating a membership application for a newly opened gym. Let's name the application Membership Tracker. Then let's add a new client and name it First Gym. Click on the Update button once you're done. You'll notice the application we just created is indicated here at the top. Now, if you ever need to log out and wanted to go back to your application, you can do so by clicking the Application button drop-down and look for your application's name. Now, we want to be able to record information about our members, so we need to create a type of data record called Member. To do that, go to the Types tab and then click on New Type. A new window should appear. Then let's name this type Member. Click on the Update button to save our data type. Click on the Select Icon button and choose a library, then a category, then choose the icon color, and lastly, choose the icon style and variant. Whenever we see this icon, it'll be associated with members. Then click on the Update button. Let's click on the Update button again to save our data type. Now you can see sections at the right side. When we create a data record type, we need to add at least one section or a tab. This represents a page of a record where we will be able to add data elements or fields. Now let's create a new section by clicking on the Add Section button. Let's name the section Basic Member Details. Then click on the Update button. Now we want to add an element to the section we just created. Again, an element can be a placeholder or a field. In this case, we're creating a field. So go to Elements and click on the New Element button. We would like to be able to save our members' info. So let's name our first element First Name. Then, let's choose the element type for it, and in this case it'll be text. Now I want to make this a required field. To do that, tick on the Essential box, then click on the Update button. Now let's choose how we want this field to be displayed to the end user of the application. We can do that by choosing the Rendering button under Options. A new window should appear. Choose %width single under the Options drop-down. This will display a single line of text and allow us to specify the width of the text box in relation to the screen size as a percentage. Let's type in 50 and then click Update. Then, let's click on the Update button again to save our element. Now, when you switch back to the Basic Member Details section, we can see the element First Name that we just created. You can always go back and change the element's details by clicking on the element's name. Let's try adding more elements to our application. Using the same method that we used to create First Name, let's use that to create Surname and Contact Number elements. Always make sure that you save your work by clicking on the Update button once you're done. You can now see the element's surname and contact number that you've just created. The next thing we need to do is to add a new element for us to be able to store our member's email address. To do that, let's go back to the Basic Member Details and then click on the New Element button. Let's name this Email and then choose Text as our element type. Since we have our contact number field already, let's make this field optional. Let us leave the Essential box as it is. Click on the Update button. Now let's go to Rendering Options, and in this case we can just include the link to specify the field's width in pixels. By then, it'll display any data entered into this field as a clickable link. For example, clicking on a link will open your email client or a website URL. Then, put in 300 as our pixel width. Click on Update once you're done, then click on Update again to save our element. Now, let's add date of birth. Go back to the Basic Member Details tab, and then click on the New Element button. Let's name it Date of Birth. Now, unlike the previous elements we created, we're going to choose date_time. Click on the Update button. Then, for its rendering option, let's choose Simple Date. Click on the Update button. Then, click on the Update button again to save your element. Note that you will always see a notification after you have clicked Update to confirm that you have actually saved your work. Now, using the same method, let us create an element for when their membership starts and when it ends. Let's name the former Start of Membership and the latter End of Membership. Again, always make sure that you save your work whenever you're done. Lastly, let's create a membership number for each of our members. Let's go back to the Basic Member Details tab and click on the New Element button. Let's name it Membership Number. We want our members to have a unique value that identifies them. We can do that by choosing the Auto-Generate type, which automatically generates a unique number for each of our new members. So under Type, let's use Auto-Generate. Then click on the Update button. Then let's go to Rendering Options and choose Sequential. A new field named Leading Text should appear. Type in M-. These characters will always proceed with the unique sequential number that is auto-generated for each member. Once done, click on the Update button. Then click on the Update button again to save your element. If we go back again to the Basic Member Details tab, we can see all the elements we just added. You can switch the position or the arrangement of your element by simply clicking on it and dragging it to your desired position. So far in this tutorial, we've only used a few different types of data elements, namely text, dates, and auto-generated. There are many other element types to choose from, which will be covered in more detail later in the series. As you would notice, as we've been adding sections and elements, we can quickly navigate back to them using the tabs at the top of the screen. However, if it's getting too cluttered, you can close the tabs by clicking on the X button beside their names, or you can click on the Close All button here, found at the rightmost part of the tab section, to close all the tabs. Let us now create actions that will enable us to access our membership records. To do that, let's go to the Actions tab and click on the New Action button. Let's name this Add New Member. Then go to Type and choose New Object from the drop-down option. Then choose Members under the Parameter drop-down option. Click on Update once you're done. Now, let's create another action. Click on the New Action button again and name it List Members. And on Types, choose Open from the drop-down option. Then let's choose Member under Parameter Options and click on Update. So far, we have created two actions: Add New Member and List Members. Now, we want to create a toolbar where we can access the actions we have created. To do that, let's go to the Toolbars tab and then click on the New Toolbar button. Let's name it Administrator Tools. Then click on the Update button. Now beside it, you'll see different actions. Actions that we have created previously. Now we want to place all of them on our toolbar. Let's select them by clicking on it twice. You should see them get added to the selected window. Don't forget to click on the Update button to save our work. After we've created our toolbar, let's go ahead and create a view for our application. To do that, let's go to the Views tab and then click on the New View button. Let's name our view Administrator View. Then let's choose an application layout. In this case, let's use Toolbar Only Application Layout. Then let's go to the Toolbar drop-down and select the toolbar we created previously. Click on the Update button to save. Later in these series, we'll teach you how to customize your view by using different images, texts, and layout. Whenever you make additions and changes to your application, press the Update Application button to refresh the definition of your application, which is held in memory. After we get the notification, the application should now reflect everything we've done. So let's view our Membership Tracker application. Let's copy and paste the application URL to our browser and press Enter. Welcome to the Membership Tracker application. You can see the toolbar at the top with the actions, Add New Member and List Members. Now let's click on the Add New Member. You should now see the elements or fields that we have added to the member record. You will also notice that some of the fields have a red asterisk on them, which tells us that they are required to be filled out. If we try to save this member entry without completing the essential fields, we'll get a feedback that says we need to fill them out. Now let's fill out everything. Once you're done, click on Save. You should get a notification that your member record was saved successfully. You will notice that the system auto-generated a membership number, which is 1, as it is the first record to be created. Also, you should see other standard actions like refresh and print are available for your use. For the purposes of this tutorial, let's add several more member records. Always remember to click on Save once you are done. Now, let's click on the List Members action this time. You can now see the list of members we have created, but you'll notice that no data is currently being displayed in the list. To do that, let's go back to the Builder and go to the Types tab. Let us choose the type, Member, and click on Edit Indexes. It should open a new window. You can see how our Indexes window is currently empty. Let's add Element to it. To do that, go to the drop-down just below it, and you should see all of the elements we have created. Click on each of them and add them by clicking on the Add Index button. You can see them appear on the Indexes window as you add them. Now, in order for us to see the fields we want to display when listing our records, let's click on the Add to List Display button beside each element. You should notice them get transferred to the List Display section. You can also change their order by clicking on the up and down arrows. By adding fields to the Relationship Display column, we're able to specify which elements are shown whenever the member record is displayed as a clickable link in our application. For now, let's add surname, first name, and membership number by clicking on the Add to Relationship Display button beside each element. We'll discuss Relationship Display function in detail later in this series. Once you're done, let's click on Update. Let us click on the Update button to save the changes we just did on data type. Then, for our application to reflect all of the changes we've made, let's click on the Update Application button. Now, let us go back to our application and click on List Members again. We can now see all the member details listed on this page. You will see the elements we added on the List Display column, which are found on each of the columns' header. You can also sort your data in ascending or descending order by clicking on each of them. Alternatively, can use the standard filter options to find members quickly, which is pretty much easy to use. If in any case you need help, click on the little help icon beside it. You can also edit each record entry by clicking on the Edit button beside the member's name you want to modify. Once you've clicked on it, you will be redirected to the member's Edit Info page. On the List Member view, you will see that the first 100 entries are shown. If you ever exceed that, you can always navigate to the next entries by clicking on the Next Page button. You can also see standard actions like delete and print. You now have created a membership tracker for First Gym, and you have finished creating your database application. To recap, you have now learned what data record types are, how to add sections and elements, create simple actions like adding and listing records. Also, you have learned how to create a simple toolbar, and you also have learned how to specify which elements you want to use to list and sort members. Thank you for listening.